Hello, good evening. My name is Jackie Thomas, and I'm going to present to you a diversity and inclusion program that's going to be implemented into XYZ Airlines. First of all, the executive summary. XYZ Airlines employs about 25,000 people, and that includes crew members, management, and support. They're headquartered in Denver, Colorado. At issue is the employees feel that the environment is hostile because there are no women or minorities that represent people of authority. There have been several complaints filed with the Human Resource Department as well as the Executive Board stating that racial slurs and jokes that are not appropriate for the workplace are also creating the hostile environment. So I'm going to share a few keywords that you'll hear throughout the report and the presentation. You're going to hear the word diversity, inclusion, unconscious biases. Diversity is a practice or the quality of including or involving people from different social and ethnic backgrounds, different genders and sexual orientations. Inclusion is the practice or the policy of providing equal access to opportunities and resources for people who might otherwise be excluded or marginalized, such as those who have physical, mental disabilities or members of other minority groups. Unconscious biases are social stereotypes about certain groups of people that individuals from outside their conscious awareness. So we're not thinking about it, it's just part of our lives when you do something unconsciously. It's just like a habit. So there are unconscious biases. And also, you're going to hear the word and read the word in the report, cultural awarenesses and inclusion. And that's understanding the difference between oneself and the people from different countries or other backgrounds. So in 2021, the EEOC, which is the Equal Opportunity Employment Commission, has received 114 different complaints from several different organizations and companies with regards to discrimination. That is a significant increase from 2020. So you do see that there is a problem with discrimination in corporate America, unfortunately. In 2020, Walmart settled a lawsuit for $20 million. And the suit was based on sex-based hiring. They would give physical tests to women. They knew that they probably wouldn't be able to pass, but men were able to pass. So if you couldn't pass a physical test, you were not going to be awarded the position. Now, the Gap, the clothing store, the Gap, they were fined $74,000 in civil penalties, and they had to pay lost wages to a group of employees, and they were sued for unfair hiring tactics as well. Some findings that researchers found while preparing this proposal for the airlines. It was a diversity and inclusion program. The benefits, the program would allow for a company to increase their profitability, increase business value, reduce the cost of training, increase employee morale and satisfaction. They'd also improve their talent acquisition, and retention. They would reduce absenteeism. They would increase productivity, and they would mitigate the risk of discrimination lawsuits. Implementing a diversity and a inclusion program would also account for increased accountability. Employees would feel a sense of belonging. They would feel a sense of equity, equality. They would feel a sense of openness where they can go to an employer or a coworker and discuss work-related issues and not be judged. It would increase the trust amongst employees and management. It would also, organizations who do have diversity and inclusion programs have a better staff, and they are better equipped for decision making. You'll have diverse people making decisions, not just one group of people, a diverse group of people that can focus on better decisions. You'll have your employees be more engaged in their work-related activities, and you will definitely increase creativity. Just some facts about diversity and inclusion programs. Women-led organizations do show an increase in profits of 34%. There are 41 women who are CEOs of several Fortune 500 companies. And those do include General Motors Company, Best Buy, and Anthem Insurance. Each one of those organizations do have net profits in the billions. Some soft skills and some hard skills, I should say, as well, that women do possess. They are 34% more, have a greater percent of compromising, 34% increase over men of being honest and ethical, 25% more likely to stand up for their beliefs, and 30% more likely to provide a fair compensation and benefit package. So the decision making of women tend to be a little bit better. I'm not going to sit here and bash men, but women have been proven. There have been plenty of studies that prove that women do prevail well in leadership positions. So implementing the diversity and inclusion program is going to be like a classroom setting. It's going to be courses that'll be facilitated. And a couple of the topics that are going to be covered will be the unconscious biasness and stereotyping, culture awareness and inclusion, anti-harassment, and professional standards. The recommendations and the conclusion. XYZ Airline has a strong presence in the transportation industry. They are committed to meeting the demands of their ever-changing culture by continuing to provide excellent service to both the internal and external customers. Included in the service provided to the internal customers is the need for an environment where everyone is respected and valued. The management team has been presented with information that establishes the need for a diversity and inclusion program. The future of the company depends on growth, innovation, and creativity, as well as diversity. Each team member must have the tools to be successful. Implementing a diversity and inclusion program will add to both the tangible and intangible assets. Thank you for listening to my presentation.